as I said, we're on to harp players, great masters, born in the mid 30s. Although I was looking up these guys, and George Harmonica Smith, who I would have thought was in that generation, uh, was born in the 20s. So we'll have to do a little reverse move there when we get to George Harmonica Smith. Now, Junior Wells, I saw him play a number of times, and the first introduction I had to Junior Wells was going to Bonnie Raitt concerts, and he opened. I saw Junior and Buddy Guy open for Bonnie Raitt a couple of times, and I also saw them independently a couple other times at least. Um, and Man, they were so wonderful, I have to say. And plus, Junior Wells was Bonnie Raitt's harmonica player. Okay, he was the harmonica player on the first Bonnie Raitt album. Now, the first Bonnie Raitt album is a classic and also kind of a mixed bag, but I love the hard blues on it, and the harp by Junior is so great. And when I first heard this, he was the greatest harmonica player, the most legendary and maybe the greatest harmonica player that I had ever seen. I'd seen like guys in DC like Mark Winter of the Nighthawks, who was great, and emulated them. But seeing Junior was, I don't know, it was seeing something. All right, but anyway, so like Bonnie. So how about this little snatch of "Mighty Tight Woman" with a perfect harmonica solo by Junior Wells. If you're a married man, you ain't got no business here. That's so great, man. And also it's not that hard. So to just at least to play the notes, you know, correctly, like I could do that. And I had friends that would do that song. Anne Louise White, I think, did that song. Someone I knew sang that song as a sexy woman. Mighty Tight Woman. Was it bad? Anyway, I could do that whole harp line. Not. Well, it's Junior Wells, man. So that shows you stuff about Junior as a player. Junior came from Memphis, and he started playing as a child. I mean, he says of himself that I guess I'm reading Kim Field on this, and he interviewed Junior Wells for Harmonicas, Harps, and Heavy Breathers. That he was playing professionally by the time he was 12. And yeah, he was a little whippersnapper. And he maybe he replaced Little Walter in Muddy Waters band. Maybe he taught Mick Jagger the harp or whatever. Different people probably showed him licks on the harp, Jagger. Um, but okay, so I'm just distracting myself with this history. Memphis is in the middle of all this stuff, I guess. He often sang about Tennessee and stuff. Blues hit Big Town. I'm heading back to Tennessee. By Big Town, he meant Chicago, where he spent, most of his life. All right, although they were on tour relentlessly, Buddy and Junior, for decades, man, really. He died in the late 90s. Right, that's harp solo shows you pretty essence of Junior Wells as a harmonica player. There's nothing showy about it. It's perfect, though. Okay, it's so juicy. He's a master of dynamics. Coming out, just in the course of a single phrase, just like the way it emerges. It's a lesson in every solo, kind of. Although he recorded dozens of albums, seemingly, it was hard to keep up when I was really into it, even. But I listened to a lot of it. And so he's, I guess I would compare him, if I had to compare him to one guy that we've done, or one guy, it would probably be Big Walter. Now, actually, though, Junior does not have a huge throat vibrato all the time, like Big Walter did habitually. They're both great masters of third position. I mean, Junior Wells was recording third position harp in '53 and shit, and soon after Walter, he claimed to he claimed Little Walter stole juke from him and his band, the Aces, when he was still a teenager. Yeah, I don't know, man. But anyway, the way Little Walter plays juke is inimitable. Okay, so anyway, but Junior Wells was an innovator, especially in third position harp, and an innovator just in, I don't know, just as a beautiful tone, phrasing, juicy. And then I want to say a couple other things real quick. One of the greatest singers in blues. The greatest blues singer I ever saw, I think. I don't know. He was great. All right. I hope you'll hear this every time. So, not to focus too obsessively on him as a harmonica player. In some ways, it was accessory to his vocals. Because, man, the man was a riveting performer and a great, powerful singer. Okay? And really groovy, too. And, really would get you up and moving. And, I don't know, kind of hip and fun performer. And, this legend of the blues as well. Now, okay, so he, I would say, I learned, really, I guess what I think of as, can I say one thing frustrating about that Bonnie Raitt record, Mighty Tight Woman or whatever? It's not quite on pitch, man. You have to slow it down or something because I can't quite play along with it. So I emulated it, but you can't quite play with the record because it's betwixt and between. All right, so, let's try the real early Junior Wells, 53, 54, playing third position in ways that are real sophisticated. They, Big Walter and Little Walter is fundamental, I think. They're all playing in third position at this moment and innovating. I mean, they're making it up at this moment. But these are pretty darn fundamental moves. The way to do the turnaround in double cross is, to me, maybe songs like this showed that. Am I thinking the right thing here? How about this, man? I don't know. I listened to this a lot in the 70s. It's acoustic.
Now I'm down, now baby, but
third position.
I'll be up someday. I'm gonna treat everybody like they treat poor me, poor baby. come see me, woman, just as soon as you can. Whoa, baby, please hold me in your arms. Now I'm begging you, well, baby, please turn this poor dog a bone.
Right. I let that probably play too long for copyright purposes, but I couldn't cut it off either. Um, so to me, when I had that record, Blues Hit Big Town on LP, so that's early Junior, and the band there is Muddy Waters Band, I believe, actually. So Junior replaced Little Walter in Muddy's band on the road when he was just a kid, really. I mean, or teenager, and and okay, and he never recorded with Muddy Waters, I don't think. Okay, not at least, definitely not in that era, or pretty definitely not in that era. But the Muddy Waters band, Otis Spann, who's the guitar player there? Man, it sounds great, right? Are really hot. Okay, and these are great recordings. They never really quite saw the light of day. But when learning third position harp, like that was very playable and very learnable. But it's also, as I've said about Little Walter, for example, you could go at any depth with it. In other words, like it's so well played, and it's not, it's technical innovation because third position harp is kind of in process, but it's not. The point is the effect and the expression, right? All right, so I don't know. Let's see. Now, there's all kinds of stuff I want to say about Junior, but we can go to the early '60s. He's hooking up with Buddy Guy, and he's central to Southside Chicago blues, playing every night, I guess, or whatever, like and a beloved figure as things developed, and a paradigm figure of Chicago blues in the '60s, and touring that with all kinds of different people and for all kinds of different audiences, and really also keeping up with doing some soul and funk, and Buddy Guy could really rock out, I mean, golly, could he? Okay. So, I mean, one of the greatest blues LPs is Hoodoo Man Blues by Junior Wells is the artist. J.R. Wells, Wells, I believe. Now it's got Buddy Guy rolling on guitar underneath, I believe, through the whole thing. Okay, like they're a partnership by this point, and they might be recording, under each of their names and under their names together. But Hoodoo Man Blues, by all accounts, it's a great document of Chicago blues of its moment, 64, 5, and a little before, and it's so juicy. The stuff is, but he recorded side after side of excellent, masterful, and driving, fun blues and soul blues, like sort of going in that direction. I mean, here's one of my favorite songs.
snatch it back and hold, baby, one more time. I ain't doing too bad, baby. I got you on my mind. Hey, 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 hey. You're having a darn good time. Somebody help me. I can't help myself. Somebody got to help me, 'cause I can't help myself. I'm not doing too bad, baby. You know I ain't got no brand new bag. Somebody help me.
I can't help myself. Somebody help me. And he's doing a little bit of help me. He could rattle it like Sonny Boy, too. He knew Sonny Boy 1, he says, as well. And he could play like Sonny Boy 1, too. You know, he would do that little Sonny Boy flourish and riff, or a couple different Sonny Boy flourishes and riffs at different times. So, you know, he was a repository of harp lore, as well as an inventor of beautiful harp riffs, okay, in cross and in third. Okay, like, I think I did this before, but, well, I did. I played this before. Like I said, the most reprehensible song of blues, Good Morning Little Schoolgirl. He had a series of songs that he treated as his signature theme. Like, you know, he was sort of presenting almost a persona to go with each one, like Messing with the Kid. That was a big one when I was seeing him too. Like, even though that was a song from somewhat before that period, you can call it what you want to, but I call it Messing with the Kid. All right. And, you know, Good Morning Little Schoolgirl, the old Sonny Boy song, Sonny Boy 1 song, was one of his. And then Hoodoo Man Blues, which was a signature tune for him, you know, on and off through the career. Although I gotta say, like, I don't think, I'm trying to remember if he was actually doing it on stage when I was seeing him in the early 70s. Maybe he wasn't doing Hoodoo Man Blues, but maybe my memory is just failing me. All right, but okay, there's different. Let's try this famous instrumental, Chitlin Con Carne, from Hoodoo Man Blues. hate to do that. I should have faded too. That's just so. It's just so. Okay? Like, okay, so, I mean, you could think of these guys, I mean, we should set up their different personae as harp players in a way. Like James Cotton, who's, you know, I mean, these guys are in the same circles as very young men, playing with Muddy Waters and stuff like this, and playing through Chicago. And James Cotton is a furious rocker. Okay, he can play fast as shit, man. And he go he's like innovating rock and roll harmonica from early in a way, like, and just hitting it hard, man. And Junior, well, and like playing ahead of the beat, let's say, like driving the band. James Cotton, okay. Junior Wells laying back. I mean, and this is similar to Big Walter too. Definitely not doing too much, okay. But so juicy and right, man. Like, and also that what we were just listening to, man. Like, that's remarkably sophisticated and complex. Okay, he's basically like he's sort of using the Sonny Boy Help Me thwack as almost a beatbox underneath as he plays the lead on this too, and it sounds so badass. Okay, and then the dynamics as he goes through this, like he just loafs through it with such ease, and it makes you happy. I think he's, I don't know. Like, I guess as I grow older, it occurs to me, like, if there's anybody I really could aspire to play like that, I would like to play like now, a voice that I would cultivate. I mean, it used to be James Cotton, okay? Like, I'd like to do James Cotton doing Creeper. Or Creeper Creeps Again. But now maybe Chitlin Con Carne. And I'll start working on it. What key's in? I'm not sure. I won't start working on it on this. Okay. All right. He went on and on. He did die in the late 90s. But let's listen to something, you know, I think it's the 80s. Still sounding great, man. Everybody's getting them some.
Look at that fella in a new Cadillac, a three-piece suit and an alligator hat, a big roll of 20s and some two-tone shoes. Me, I'm standing on a corner holding nothing but the blues. Everybody's getting them some. Everybody's getting them some. It's a shame and a tragedy, 'cause everybody's getting them some but me.
Yes. That's Bonnie.
Watch that girl in the skin tight skirt.
Well, maybe it gets to a harp solo, maybe not. I'm trying to remember I put this on the list, except that it does bring it full circle to Bonnie Raitt. All right, and that's the very great Junior Wells. And I've got to say, like, you know, just when people asked me for decades, what's the best live act you ever saw? What's the best concert you ever saw? You know, well, Buddy Guy and Junior Wells, man, they were electrifying. And plus, if you play harp like that, I'm going to think that's the best concert I ever saw, I guess. It's going to occur to me anyway. All right. And that is My Baby Plays the Harmonica number 8. Is that? I don't know. Boy, I really don't know.